88. So this information is also given. Accordingly, we have taken the interval and we have listed down the frequency. As we know, whenever we are taking the frequency, we have to, in between 84 to 86, we will not be considering 86. So that we will be considering in the next interval, that is from 86 to 88. Accordingly, we have listed down the frequency. Now, one thing you must keep in mind, that after listing down the frequency, please add it to check it whether it's coming out as a 30 or not. What exactly is 30? These are the data of a month, like uh, of 30-day data is there. So that's why after adding the frequencies, 30 must come out. If you are getting more than 30 or less than 30, that means you need to check your frequency table. Okay. Now, after just making the frequency table, just like the previous question, okay, you have to find the range over here. Range means, day one I was discussing about the range, where range means difference between the highest data and the lowest data. So in this raw data, we will be searching what is the highest and what is the lowest. So in raw data, when you will search which one is the largest number over here and which one is the smallest number over here, you will find that largest is 99.2 and the smallest is 84.9. And when you will find the difference, that will be 14.3. This is how, apart from making the frequency table, you will be able to find the range. So very basic concept was there. Let's move to the next question. Anyone having any doubt over here? What exactly we have done over here?
No, ma'am.
Okay, let's continue. So we have already done question number 3. Let me read question number 4. If that is doable, I'll be leaving that for you. So the height of 50 student measured to the nearest centimeter has been given. The height of 50 students are given over here. Again, it says represent the data given above by a group frequency distribution table taking the class interval. If the class interval is already mentioned, no need to worry about anything. We just will start with the given class interval. Okay, the first one is given as a 160 to 165. Next one is given as a 165 to 170. So accordingly, we will be taking the class interval and we can list down the data. Now, what can you conclude about their height? So once we will be making the frequency distribution table, then we can say which one is having the maximum frequency, which one is having the minimum frequency, just like the blood group question. The rarest blood group and the most common blood group. That's what we can say from the frequency table if we are having the raw data in terms of height. Suppose this one is the height only. Okay. These are the heights. Let's say, let's assume. So if we will be arranging it like this, then from the frequency distribution table, what else can we say? So we can only see which one is having the largest frequency and which one is having the bare minimum, like very least frequency. That's what we can say from the frequency distribution table. That's it. So the next question is also very simple. I'm leaving that for you. You will be able to make the frequency table by yourself and you will be able to say from the table that which one is the having most frequency, which one is having the least frequency. Now number 5 says a study was conducted to find out the concentration of sulfur dioxide in the air parts per million of a certain city. 30 days are given over here. Again, make the frequency distribution table. The same thing we have to do here also. Number 6 we will be doing together, because when the like intervals are already given in the question, then it's very simple to just start it from there. But when it is not given, let me write the data 0, 1, 2, Okay, these are the given data. Let me read the question. It says 3 coins were tossed 30 times simultaneously. So we are tossing three coins 30 times. Okay, simultaneously. Like together we are tossing it. Now each time the number of head occurring was noted down as follows. So like simultaneously we are tossing 3 coins parallelly, you can say, and we are seeing how many times we are getting the number of heads. So the first time no head, second time one head, after that two head, after that two head. This is how the data is given over here. Okay, just a second now. Now we have to prepare a frequency distribution table for the given data. So it says to prepare a frequency distribution table for the above data. So we are having the number of heads, right? Now we will be preparing the frequency distribution table. Now here we need to check whether we will be going for group data or non-group data. If there are very limited category like blood group O was there, blood group AB was there, then A was there, then B was there. Only 4 categories was there. So that time it was better to just take each and every blood group and write what is the frequency of each and every one. If we are having limited category, then we will be always doing like this. And if there is a extensive numbers, like each and every number are very far from each other and different a lot, like this one, or maybe like this one. Okay, so we have done this only. Any other question where we have arranged in group form? No. So if we are having this type of data, then this type of data we will always be arranging in a group manner, in a group data. Okay, because here if you will start listing down, 98.1 is also there, 98.6 is also there, 99.2 is also there, your table will be huge. Okay, so for this type of data we will always be making the group data. But if you will see carefully this data, here 0 can be there, 1 can be there, 2 can be there, and 3 can be there. If we are tossing three coins simultaneously all together, if we are tossing, the cases can be no head, one time head, two time head, or maximum three time head, right?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
see, the data is also given like that only. So why to just go for group or something? Let's list down one by one and let's see what's the frequency of each and every one. And here nothing is said also about the like grouping and all, what is the class interval and all. But sometime in a group data also the class interval and everything will not be mentioned. We have to take that by ourselves. Okay, so this one is not a group data. We don't have to keep it in group form. We will be just taking number of heads as 0, 1, 2, 3. And for each and every one, we will be writing the frequency. What else is asking? Let me check. Nothing else. Prepare a frequency distribution table. So we just have to write the frequency of each and every one. Will you be able to do it by yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's move ahead. Let me take one question which we needed to discuss. Okay, so the next question is it quite interesting. You have done a number system chapter. You have already done that chapter, and you are aware with rational number, irrational numbers. So, can anyone say what pi is which number? Pi,
22/7.
right?
Ma'am, 3.14.
Yeah, 3.14. But is it rational or irrational?
Irrational.
Why? Why it's irrational? We are having 3.14, such a nice decimal number. So why we are saying it's an irrational number?
Because it keeps on going. It's non-terminating, I think.
Yeah, it's non-terminating, it's non-recurring. It will keep on going without any pattern. 3.14 is just the approximated value, and whenever you will be taking pi as a 22/7, that is just the approximated value. Okay, so yes, it's an irrational number. Yes, correct, Arya. Perfect. So here the question says the value of pi up to 50 decimal place is given. The value of pi up to 50 decimal place is already given. Let me write it. Few digits, let me write it at least, so that we can go ahead with the question. This is how the value of pi is there. You can, if you are seeing me writing it on board, like on the screen, this is how very random number will keep on coming without any pattern. Okay. Just like this one. Okay. This is the value of pi, and you can see why we are taking 3.14. That is just the approximated value. So up to 50 decimal places given over here. But it will keep on going, and never is stopping. Okay, non-terminating decimal number. So we have to make a frequency distribution table of the digit from 0 to 9 after the decimal point. So make a frequency distribution table. Let me write the given instruction also, so that you will be clear with that. It says make a frequency distribution table of the digits from 0 to 9 after the decimal point. So exactly, and the next one also, there is one more part which says which one is the most and which one is the least occurring data. Like which one is having the maximum frequency, which one is having the least frequency, that we will be able to take out once we'll be just making the frequency distribution table. So as you can see, it says to make a frequency distribution of the digit from 0 to 9. From 0 to 9, we have to make the distribution table. Okay, please don't get confused that we will be taking up to 9 places only. No, it doesn't say like that. It says that take the digit from 0 to 9 in your table. Okay, so digits we will be taking 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And now we will be seeing after decimal how many times 0 is there. After decimal, let's see the given statement. After the decimal point, we have to check the frequency. Okay, so make a frequency distribution table of the digit from 0 to 9 after the decimal point. So frequency distribution table we have to take after the decimal. how many times after the decimal, how many times 0 is there. After the decimal, how many times 1 is there. After the decimal, how many times 2 is there. That's what we have to check it from here. And how many digits are given after decimal? 50 digits are given. Okay, so very carefully we have to check it over here. I have not written all the 50 data over here, but if you will be having the question in your book, then you have to mark down how many times 0 is there. According to my data, which I have written, I can see 1 0 I have written over here and no other 0 is there, right? So I'll be writing frequency as a 1, but please check the given number in the book. It's book only, and from there only please collect the frequency. Okay. Now how many times 1 is there after the decimal? I can see this one is 1, this one is 1, 2, 1, 1, 2 times 1. Yes or no? Am I
Yes.
missing anything? So 2 times 1 is there. How many times 2 is there? So 1,
4.
2,
Ma'am,
3,
4.
yeah, 4. So this is how we will be listing down the frequency. And parallelly, we can also write whenever you are making the frequency, please make sure you are making the tally marks also, because we always write the frequency with the tally marks also. So tally marks also will be representing for each and every one. So is it clear to everyone? Will you be able to continue this question?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let's move to the next one. So this is how the value of pi is there. Next time, whenever you will think about pi, or whenever you are writing the value of pi, whenever anyone is talking about pi, you can say that pi is irrational because it's non-terminating, as Arya said. And yes, it's non-recurring also because there is no proper repetition of any pattern. Okay, that's why it's irrational. And why we are taking 3.14, that is just an approximated value. For doing the calculation, we have taken that 3.14, the generalized number can be used. Now the next one, 30 children were asked about the number of hours they watched TV program in a previous week. The result found. Next one is also very simple. After that, number 9, a company manufacture car battery of a particular type. Okay. So this whole exercise is just having very basic question to make the frequency distribution table, and wherever the group data is there, there the interval is also mentioned. So that is one advantage to you. When the interval is mentioned, that take the first interval as a 2 to 2.5, then you will understand, okay, how you will be taking the next one, how you will be proceeding from there. And then you just have to write the frequencies. And parallelly, you can make one column for tally marks also. Okay, let's move to the next part, that is graphical representation of data. Bar graph is already known to you. Bar graph is also known to you, right?
Yes.
So bar graph and double bar graph is already known to you. Whenever we are having a data, we just start drawing the rectangles and we represent the data in the form of rectangular form, so that anybody can just look at the data and they'll be able to understand which one is having more than, like, which one is having the most, which one is having the least, just by looking at the figure. Here we will be discussing about in detail about histogram. Okay, this is also a form of bar graph only. How we will be plotting the histogram, what is the difference between this bar graph, this type of bar graphs, and histogram, what is the difference between that. So till now, whatever group data we were representing, this group data, can you say 84 to 86, 86 to 88, 88 to 90, 90 to 92? If I'll be drawing this one in form of bar graph, what I am going to get, x-axis, y-axis. Now the first interval is 84 to 86. Then the next one is 86 to 88. Then the next one is 88 to 90. Then the next one is 90 to 92. Then the next one is 92 to 94. If we'll be drawing like that on the y-axis, I am writing the frequencies 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. So if we will be plotting it to represent it in the form of bar graph, our bar graph will look like this one. Let me show you. So the first one is having frequency as a 1. So 84 to 86 is having frequency 1. Now 86 to 88 is having frequency 1 only. After that 88 to 90 is having frequency 2. After that 90 to 92 is having frequency 2. After that 92 to 94 is having frequency 7. So it will go up. Okay. 5 I have plotted over here. So this is how our histogram will look like. All the graphs, like all the rectangle, if you will look at it closely, can you see all the just attached with each other?
Yes, ma'am.
This is how our histogram will look like a solid figure. There will be no gap. Why there will be no gap? Because whenever we are plotting whenever we will be plotting a group data where there is a no gap in between the first upper class limit and the next interval's lower class limit, if there will be no gap, then those frequency distribution table, if you will be representing in the form of bar graph, you will end up getting a histogram. This figure is having its name histogram. The way you are having your name, okay, Yatika, Arya, uh, each and everyone is having their own name. I am having my name. Similarly, here this figure, this solid figure is having its own name called histogram. When we will be getting a histogram, when we'll be plotting a group data, then and only then, that to group data without any gap, then we will end up getting a histogram. Whenever we are having a histogram, it will always start with a kink over here. Okay, always you will see there will be a, whenever we will be plotting the x-axis, there will be a kink or break over here. It will go like that, and then start like that. Why we are giving this as a break or kink? Because here the data is not starting from 0. Here the data is, you if you will see, it is directly starting from 84. In most of the cases, here data doesn't start from 0. It just start from the, according to the raw data, we start the table, we start taking the intervals. So always it is not necessary that we will be starting from 0. That's why we just give a kink or break over there, that there is a break and the data is starting from 84. That's the meaning of that, nothing else. Okay. So this is how we will be plotting the histogram. Nothing else, just like the bar graph, only this figure is having its own name, and yeah, nothing extra. And there will be no gap. So if 2, 3 graphs will be drawn in MCQ question and it will be asking to you which one is the histogram, you must be able to understand in histogram, all the building block are attached with each other. That's called histogram. Okay. So let's do few questions related to this histogram. Suppose our data is like this. A very basic question I am taking, then we will be moving ahead with a more tricky question. So let's say our question is like this. A teacher wanted to analyze the performance of students in mathematics test of 100 marks. Looking at their performance, she found that a few students got under 20 and a few got 70 marks or above. So she decided to group them into intervals of varying sizes as follows: 0 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, then 60 to 70, like that. Table she made from according to the given information. She has made one table, that is marks 0 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 80, okay, 70 to above. And the number of students, that means frequency, is already given. That is 7, 10, 10, 20, 20, 15, and 8. As I said to you, we must add them, and whatever is the total number of student, that must come out. Okay, so here total is not given. Anyway, if the total will be given in the question, then we need to check whether the total frequency is coming according to the given data or not. Here total is not given. Total is already given in the table only. This table is also provided with the question. We have to just plot the graph for that. So once you will start plotting the graph for that, as I said to you, let's see the data. It's a group. The data is already in group form. This data is already in group form. 0 to 20 is there, 20 to 30 is there, 30 to 40 is there, 40 to 50. There is no gap in between the upper class limit of the first interval and the lower class limit of the second interval. Similarly, there is no gap in between two consecutive intervals. Definitely, once we will be plotting it, we will be getting a histogram. Okay, most of the time it will just ask you to plot the graph and will also ask you to name it, which figure you have got, whether you have got a bar graph, whether you have got a histogram, you have got a frequency polygon, another polygons you have got, or what. So here once you will plot it, your first information is 0 to 20. The next one is 20 to 30. So please don't get confused. Whatever you will be drawing from 0 to 20, it is coming till 7, like this. From 20 to 30, it will go till 10, like this. Okay. This way you will end up getting a solid figure. And yes, always start with the king. Okay, here we don't have to start with king because from 0 we are starting. So yeah, 0 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40. And yeah, be careful that once we have started from 0, it will must start from the origin 0, like this. 0 to 20, 20 to 30. So our figure must look like this one, not like the above one. Okay, because we are starting from 0, right? Getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is how we will end up getting histogram. Just a second, no? Let me check which question we can do together. Okay, so before starting the chapter, the next exercise where all the questions are just mixed up, let's discuss about frequency polygon also at first, and then we will be moving to the questions directly. So frequency polygon. So here, let's say we are having a histogram like this. And if we are having the data, like the histogram is like this. First one is 0 to 10. Next one is, let's say, 10 to 20. After that, we are having 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60. Like this, we are having a histogram. Let me take the frequency accordingly. So here, let's say this one is 5. After that, we are having the frequency as a 10. This one is 10. After that, we are having frequency as a 4. Next, we are having frequency as 6. After that, 40 to 50. If we are having frequency as a 7, like this. Then we are having 50 to 60, we are having, let's say 2, like this. So this is what we are having a histogram. Here only we will be able to plot the frequency polygon. How we will be plotting the frequency polygon? So let's say here the midpoint of each and every rectangle we are having as this rectangle is having its midpoint. Let's say that is point A. If this rectangle is having its midpoint, let's say that is point B. This rectangle is having its midpoint. Let's say that's point C. This one is D. This one is E. And this one is F. If these are the midpoint of this rectangle, then once we will join them like this, so you will see a structure like a polygon. What is polygon? Polygon is made up of like simple curve and line segments. So here you can see we are having line segments and it will look like a polygon if we will join like this. So this is called frequency polygon. This is how we will be getting the structure of frequency polygon. Bar graph you have already done in previous class. Double bar graph also you have already done in previous class. I believe little bit information about histogram also you have done in the previous class only. Here you are learning histogram again in detail. We will be discussing about in detail once we will start doing the questions. Once I will start taking the questions, and here here we are going to learn and discuss about frequency polygons also. So let's start doing the questions from the exercise. So the first question says that a survey conducted by a organization for the cause of illness and death among the women between the ages worldwide found given below. Represent the given information graphically. Let's write the table. Causes, reproductive health, conditions. First is 31.8%. Okay. Female fatality rate in percentage. Okay. 31.8 is in percentage. But we will only be writing the numbers. All the numbers are in percentage only. So these are the causes. Due to these causes, this much females fatality rate is there. This much percentage is there. Like how many females are there who are just not surviving. Okay. Neuro psychiatrist condition 25.4, injuries 12.4, cardiovascular conditions 4.3, respiratory condition 4.1 and other causes. Other causes 22. Okay, we have to represent it in the form of graph. So here we can see no group data is there, right? Can you see? Grouping is not there. Everyone,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
1.8 is there, 25.4 is there, and on the other side, just the health conditions are there. So it seems like once we will start plotting it, we will end up getting just a bar graph, simple bar graph, right? The single bar graph. Where what we used to do, number, name of the student, marks obtained by the student on the y-axis, and name of the student on the x-axis. Does it looks like that?
Hmm.
Here on the x-axis we can write the causes, illness, like the first one is whatever is there we will be writing that, the second one whatever is there we will be writing that, all the illness names we will be writing, that is reproductive health and everything. Other one is neuropsychiatric condition. So all the name of the diseases we will be writing, and on the y-axis we will be writing the numbers, and then we just have to make the graph, and that way we will end up getting a just a single bar graph, right?
Yes.
This was very basic question. Let here one more section, one more or two more parts are there, which says which condition is the major cause of women illness, ill health and death worldwide. So majorly we can either we can see from the bar graph, or from here only we can see from the percentage which one is the maximum, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Which one is the maximum? Which disease is just
Reproductive
causing more
health
fatality?
conditions.
Yeah. What?
Reproductive health conditions.
And try to find out with the help of your teacher any two factor which plays a major role in the cause in above being the major cause. Okay, so this is just a practical based question number 3. Like with the help of your teacher, you can find why exactly this is the majorly this is the fatality it is causing. So this is just a practical based question which on which you can just do discussion in the class. I'm leaving it. Okay, is it
Oh,
okay?
yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Because whenever you will be getting the question in the examination, yes, this question is practical based question, you can do discussion why exactly this is the major cause, what exactly is happening in the world, why, how we can avoid that, or which precautions can be taken. So but this according to the exam point of view, this type of practical based question will not come, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now the next question also I can see bar graph. So can I leave all the bar graph questions, and will you be able to do all the bar graph based question by yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Here I'll be taking the question from the histogram and the question from the frequency polygon. Okay. Let me check how many exercises are there.